I'm Maria Serrao from Petco Park in San Diego, and here's your Playing the Field Extra. It was a night to remember for Clayton Kershaw. He threw his first no-hitter. That's right, number 22 threw the 22nd no-hitter in Dodgers history. I caught up with the ace and his catcher, A.J. Ellis, after the game.
I don't know. I think, you start, getting into the 6th and 7th and 8th innings, and it definitely crosses your mind. So, you hear the crowd kind of erupt with every out, starting in like the 7th or 8th inning. So, there's definitely a little more sense of excitement in the stadium, I think. I mean, it's good to get to do it at home. To see Josh do it in Philadelphia and how special that was for a guy like that, and then to get to celebrate and to get to do it in front of this crowd and how excited they were and how into it they were. That's pretty special. You don't really ever think about getting to do something like that. So, you always think about winning a World Series or, being a part of that. As far as individual stuff goes, though, this ranks up there pretty cool. Yeah, you just, from batter to batter, just depends on the guy, Some guys hit curveballs better than others, and some guys hit sliders better than others, and you just kind of got to pick and choose. And I rely on AJ a lot for that. He did such a great job tonight. Really keeping him off balance and just working ahead in the count. That was especially with an 8-run lead like that. You just want to keep pounding the strike zone. Not too much different. I think obviously a little more some more nerves than usual probably for the 9th, but. With that kind of a lead, it feels kind of nice. You can almost just, you can kind of focus on just throwing strikes, And so, once the 9th inning came, though, that obviously changed a little bit. You kind of feel that you're pretty close to something special, so you want to end it. Beckett was kidding around, when he threw his, said, someday I'll teach you how to do that. And so, we talked about, when pinch hitters came up, when Wheeler came up, and Culberson came up, but we go through our meetings beforehand, so we had we kind of stuck with the game plan. I don't really talk during the games anyway. I'm not, everybody kind of has different personalities on the day they pitch, and Josh is really animated, loves talking, and Greinke and Herron are kind of the same way. And for me, it's not that I don't talk. It's just that I don't know. I'm not very approachable, I guess, is the best way to explain it. Yeah. I guess I haven't really thought of the ramifications of throwing one of these things. So it's definitely a special company. And I don't take for granted the history of this or what that means. I definitely understand all that. But as far as individually though, it's right up there stuff. So it's pretty cool. I threw one changeup and it was bad. So, but the other 3 were working pretty good. I think I had pretty good command of those 3 pitches tonight: fastball, curveball, slider, and just once you get that huge lead, like I said, you just want to try and make them beat you. And that's kind of what I tried to do tonight. It's really fun to celebrate with your teammates. I think catchers take a lot of pride in that. Getting to be a part of that too, and he's a huge part of it. So, I know how hard he works. I know how much he prepares a game for me. So, to get to celebrate with him is pretty cool. And Ellen too. She was, she's probably way more nervous than I was because she has no control over it. But she was, when you get to hug and hang out, after it's pretty fun.
Just Clayton was so dominant as the game went on, especially the later innings, and he had such a great breaking ball. I was telling him afterwards, that's probably the best I've seen, the combination of a slider and curveball working on the same night. And when you got those things going, nights like this are possible. And the great thing about Clayton is that he's really pitching to win. And I think as the game got a little deeper and the score was pretty much tilted in our favor, we got a little selfish and decided, maybe it was a chance to go for. And I'm so blessed and grateful and thankful that I was on the receiving end of in a very, very minuscule, tiny part of his special night.
The butterflies for you going through your stomach toward the end of the game.
Yeah, it's you go out there and fortunately I think they made those 2 quick outs in the 9th inning. You don't really have time to get into the at-bats, and 2 weak outs at that, ground out, so there's never really anything in doubt. And you got a great hitter in Dickerson coming up with 2 outs, and you knew if Clayton could execute his pitches there, it's any left-handed batter is tough for him to square up Clayton. So he got to that 2-strike count, and we tried both breaking balls, and he fouled the first curveball off, and then the slider put him away, and it was just a euphoric feeling that I hope to feel again, but if not, this is plenty. Well, it's great to do it in front of your fans. Our fans are amazing and they support us so well, and to do it here and the energy we felt. I mean, I've never seen a guy hit a ground ball and make an out in the 8th inning and get applauded with a standing ovation as he came off the field. So that was kind of interesting, but you knew that they were cheering for him and what he was trying to accomplish, and fortunately we were able to get that last out.
Clayton said he noticed that the crowd was a little louder after each strikeout. You could sort of feel that. Did you feel it as well?
Yeah, the strikeouts kept coming. They kept mounting up, and he really managed his pitch count well as the game went on, and we had both those breaking balls going. It's really hard to sit on either pitch, either speed, and it was just a really special night.
Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Maria Serrao. We're here today at the Big A where the Angels are taking on the Chicago White Sox. Now, the Angels are hovering right around 500, and I caught up with some of the players to talk about what they need to do to keep pace during this time of the season.
I mean, that's the benefit of our offense. Like as much depth as we have, we don't need any one player to carry it. We just need everybody to get on base and kind of pass the torch. And I think, Trout's he's gotten on base like 16 or 17 games in a row, so it's not like he's, struggling to get on base. That's his job, essentially, is to still have an on-base percentage and get there, because he can still create havoc, if he's getting walks or hitting singles or whatever. He doesn't have to hit homers all the time. I think that's the biggest misconception about his game, is that everybody wants him to hit homers all the time, but he can hit singles and steal second, or he can hit doubles and, tag up and score on a fly ball or whatever. Well, I mean, playing well is more about consistency, and since we're still really young in the season right now, we've got 47 games in or something. So if we can play the next 50 games, like we've played the last 15 games, then that'll be a really, really good baseball. And I think that's what he's talking about.
Mike was even saying, he wants to see more consistency from everybody. CJ saying that everyone wants to work on little things, but you guys are managing to win games. Talk about the difference that's making right now.
Yeah, it's good, and it's what we've kind of said the whole time. If you can play solid baseball from wire to wire and then get hot in stretches, then that's when you make your headway. That's when you get 5, 10, 15 games, 20 games over 500. If you play 500 and then get hot in a few stretches, is when you gain some ground. So I think that's what we're doing. And early on in the season, when we're playing okay, but we weren't clicking all together. We're playing about 500, we're hovering a game under, game under for a few weeks, and then recently we've played a lot better, and we've jumped up, I think it's 6 or 7 games over 500, so we're starting to head in the right direction, even if it stops tomorrow and we play 500 again for a month, and then you win another 6 or 7 games, all of a sudden you're 14 games up on the season over 500, so you're in a pretty good spot going into the second half.
You were one of those guys that got one of the big hits. What did you see when you were up at the plate tonight?
Yeah, I mean, that first at bat was a lot of fastballs, and he left the fastball, I think, over the middle of the plate, and I was able to get the barrel to it, and it felt good. The rest of the game, he pitched great.
Just got the ball started tonight, and you joined right in. What did you see at the plate?
I was, I felt good up there. It's always good to give CJ some runs. Got to have a big jam in the first. It was a good win for us for sure. We're just everybody's playing within their game, not trying to do too much, and I think the biggest thing is pitching. They're finding ways to go 7, 8 innings. That's always key, and our bullpen's been pretty good. So.
For the past 12 seasons, Albert Pujols has hosted his annual golf tournament. Now, all the funds go to families that have children with Down syndrome, a charity that's very close to Albert's heart. And many of his Angel teammates came out to support the event.
It's a blessing, definitely. You just said it. We don't have, playing the West Coast, you don't get any day off. And
those guys being here means a lot to me, to my family and the foundation, and for their support. I thank them so much because it's a long season, and any day off that we have, we want to rest, and get our legs and everything ready for the next day to go to work. But they some of them love to golf, and some of them they're here to support, and it means a lot to me and my family. So I want to thank them for being here.
This is kind of your neighborhood. Do you golf specifically just here or kind of all around? Or?
Here a bunch in the off season, but Strawberry Farms and a couple other golf courses around here, Shady Canyon and stuff like that. So there's some nice golf out here to be had, so I try to take advantage of it.
Well, it's nice, of course, for a day off, but also you're out here for a very important cause, and it's one of your teammates. Just talk a little bit about that.
No, yeah, absolutely, man. It's anytime you can come out and support one of your teammates' fundraisers, with for special causes, we're more than welcome to do that, and it's nice to be 7 minutes down the road from my house too, so that makes it a little easier. But obviously Albert's a great guy and does tremendous things off the field as well as on the field. So to come out and support him is awesome.
You both had a tremendous game last night. And tired from a complete game, or?
No, I don't think you ever get tired of those. Woke up pretty fresh this morning, so it's nice to be out here, and definitely nice to come out and support a great cause.
Yeah, it means a lot to obviously, and it means a lot to me just to be out here and see a lot of great faces. Just to be at the event, it means a lot to him and his foundation, and every chance I get to give back and be here with him and his foundation, it means a lot to me.
It's nice because there's only a few off days, and you guys spend it out here supporting each other, which is always nice.
Yeah, definitely. As a team, we have great team chemistry, and being out here and supporting our teammate, it's we would never say no to this for sure.
Now, I know last year you were golfing with your brother. Is he giving you any tips over the last year here, or what?
No, I'm better than him at golf, but I'm just gonna be out here supporting him. I'm not golfing today, but okay. I'm just gonna drive around and hang out with the guys for sure.
Nice. We are here with Didi Pujols. It's been 12 years since the first tournament. What was it like back then?
Well, back in the beginning, we were actually working with the Down Syndrome Association of St. Louis, okay. And it has just grown so much, and now here we are, not just in St. Louis anymore, but in California, yep. And hopefully we'll grow from even here. But it's just been amazing, and the people who come out to support us is so incredible. So I'm thrilled. Tell us the story for people that don't know your story. Well, Isabella, who's sitting behind me, is 16 now. Yep. And it was that many years ago that basically, my life became different because she came in it, and not only was she a new baby in my life, but now she had Down syndrome. So really it's been this awesome kind of growth that I've had in what Down syndrome is, her sweet life, and then being able to use what I've been given in her and help encourage and inspire other families. So it's also an awareness outreach so that people can look at a person who has a different ability like Bella and know that life's still wonderful and it's still great. And they have different challenges, but who doesn't? Exactly. So I think for us it's just a way to enrich, empower, and celebrate who they are. I know you've worked with people all over the United States, of course, with Down syndrome. What kind of questions do people ask you being the mom? Well, now that she's 16, I don't get so many questions. The questions that I get the most, which I love the most, are from new moms, per se, who have new babies that have been diagnosed with Down syndrome. Because in the beginning, I think you feel just, insecure about parenting a child with Down syndrome. And it can be frustrating. It can be overwhelming. Therapies and all this stuff that has to happen. But, that soon passes as families find out. And just loving who they are. And sometimes, with Bella, Albert and I always joke that sometimes we don't even remember that she has a different ability because she's just part of our family. So it's one of those things where I love to enrich people, encourage them, and love on them when it's new to their family, because they, I've been down the path, and I know that even through the challenges, it's still a celebration in the end. There's challenges and there's good in everything, in anybody's life. That's just life.
That's right.
But I think when you can raise a child up who has an ability that has extra challenges or needs extra therapies or whatever it is, there's a sense of accomplishment at the end that is so rewarding. That's how I feel, at least now that Bella's 16. So I'm sure at 30 I'll have more rewards, more challenges, more things that have happened that I'll feel to celebrate her even that much more. So it's just it's life.
Yep, absolutely. It's so cool that so many former teammates and current teammates also come out to help out and golf a little bit, but just to support the charity.
Yeah, that's the one thing about this event that humbles me, I think, most, is the time that people take out of their lives, especially on an off day for the baseball players, because, money comes and goes. Time, nobody gets it back.
That's right.
And for somebody to take out time in their day, a time away from their families when this is the one off day, travel from wherever, it's just that blesses me so much. And, I think that says volumes about the kind of people that they are, how they feel about Albert, and just knowing that it's a piece for them to give back. So I appreciate that most.
And just up the road, the Dodgers are also playing 500 baseball, but they had one historical game. That's right, Josh Beckett threw his very first no-hitter. I caught up with the ace and the man that called his game, Drew Butera. It's been a few hours. Have you processed it yet?
Yeah, I've processed it. It was cool getting home and seeing my family, seeing my wife and my oldest daughter, and then I got to see my youngest daughter this morning. Hadn't seen them in a few days, so it was nice just to kind of share it with them.
I think for all of us, because we all have this, perception, don't say no hitter, don't think about it.
Yeah, I knew when I went out in the first inning that I had a no hitter. And you think about it throughout the whole time. I don't know, I'm not a real superstitious person. I was talking about it in the dugout the whole time, so I'm just not a superstitious person, I guess.
When you were down there in the ninth inning, no one was around you. What were you thinking then?
I said this yesterday too. It's like, as long as my kids are healthy, that's I've just put everything in perspective, and it really made that ninth inning fun, and that's kind of what. I enjoyed it. I went out there, I warmed up, and when I get done with my warm-ups, I actually kind of just looked around and, just took a moment and just like, hey, man, I'm in the ninth inning with a no-hitter right now. So just to kind of, realize, what I'm doing. And, I think it helped me slow things down, and I just kept making pitches. And
let's turn the table around and talk about your catcher, Drew Butera, who called the game for you.
Yeah, he did a great job. I felt like we were on the same page a lot. I felt like whenever I would shake to something that he thought was stupid, he would, immediately call timeout or tell me to step off or, whatever. And he really stayed on me pretty good. That's not always the easiest situation either. He wasn't sure if he was catching that day, and ended up, he was. So, I think it's a testament to him being prepared every day, and that's a special player, somebody that can prepare even whenever they're not sure that they're playing.
How do you sort of get into a relationship with somebody like that hasn't been on the team very long? You haven't actually been on the team very long, but the two of you just seemed to connect yesterday.
Yeah, no, and you know what? We're always together in the dugout too. I don't know if you guys pan over here or anything like that, but if you do, it's usually Drew and I are standing next to each other, probably trying to make each other laugh. But we have some serious talks, and we talk about hitters and what would you throw now? Whenever Greinke's out there pitching, Greinke's he's one of those fun guys to watch pitch, because that he's got a game plan and he's going to stick to it. And in Butte and I'll usually sit over there and kind of chat about that.
I think if anybody worries about how this team is put together, all of your colleagues running out to you yesterday after it was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that was fun. I haven't been a part of anything like that since '03 when I tagged Jorge Posada out and got mobbed. Then it's pretty cool. You kind of go back on those moments, and they're just so few and far between. I mean, it's for you to actually be the one on the mound and being the one that's being mobbed is it's pretty exciting.
We are here with Drew Butera, who has not caught one no-hitter but two no-hitters during your career. What was the difference between Liriano's and Beckett's?
Well, they're pretty similar in a stance. Liriano walked a few more guys, threw a few more pitches, but for the most part, it was exciting nonetheless. I enjoyed both just as equal, and I had a great time.
For people that don't know, I had a little bit of a chance to talk to Josh Beckett. You study with them before the game start. What kind of things specifically do you go through?
Just what pitches we want to throw certain guys, game plans we have, who we don't want to beat us, and who we want to go after in certain situations.
As a catcher, do you remember certain hitters once you sort of see their faces again and go, oh yeah, this guy, that guy, or do you need to study it every time?
Yeah, no, I try to remember all of them.
Yeah.
Some guys, we'll have more information on than others, but I try to remember every hitter that we go and face, and if I have any questions, our pitching coach Rick Honeycutt is down on the bench, and he has all of our notes and his notes, and he'll be the first one to help me out.
It's interesting. Josh was saying that obviously the longer time you have getting to know your catcher, the easier it is, the more you sort of communicate. But he said even though you haven't known him that long, you guys sort of had something going on.
Yeah, we had good chemistry that day, and Josh is an easy guy to work with. He's a veteran pitcher that knows what he wants to throw, and he made my job easy that day. He was able to throw all his pitches for strikes, so that helped me out a lot.
A couple of years ago, I had a chance to talk to Chris Iannetta, who caught Jared Weaver's no-hitter as well, and he said that throughout the game he could kind of feel like something special was going on. Did you feel that way with Josh?
I did, yeah, I did. It was around probably like the 6th or 7th inning when I felt like he started to get stronger as the game went on, and I knew there was a possibility. I didn't want to think about it too much because I didn't want to jinx anything, but you could feel a little bit that something special might happen.
I was going to ask you at what point you kind of are back there thinking, well, maybe.
Yeah, probably last 2 innings of the game. You don't really think about it till the last part of the game, and as the game went on, he started bringing stuff up, but I tried to stay away and not think about it. In the last 2 innings, 8th and 9th, it was in the back of my mind a little bit. Yeah.
What did you say to him when you went out there during the 9th inning?
Well, he called me out and he asked me what I thought, what pitch we wanted to throw, and I gave him 2 options. I knew it was his game, and I gave him what I thought were the best 2 options, and I wanted him to throw what he felt he could command the best and what he felt the most confidence in, and turned out as the pitch that I wanted to throw. So, but I wanted to give him at least 2 options to throw.
About how long after the game did you realize, oh my gosh, this really happened again for me?
I don't know if it's still sunk in yet. I'm still on a high throw with that, but probably on the plane ride back to LA was kind of sunk in a little bit more.
Now, moving on to IndyCar, many people will say that these drivers are not athletes, and I can tell you, you have to be in tip-top shape to drive 500 miles at a rate of 220 miles an hour. I caught up with Scott Dixon and Tony Kanaan, who talk about how cardiovascular workout helps them in the car.
10 seconds left. 10 seconds left. 10 seconds left.
All right, now winning the Indy 500 and winning the championship, now we know the secret, right? It's working out right before the race.
We typically take a few days off before the race, but it was really cool with Target, obviously, partner up with Champion and C9 Gear to come out and actually work with some of the people from the track and see a little bit of what we actually do during the week. I think TK obviously trains a lot, and it's a big part, an important part of what we do preparing for a race.
Why is it that people think that race car drivers are not athletes?
I don't know. Either it's a myth or people just related that they're driving their street cars and that is no effort. But when somebody mentions that to me, I said, all right, let's do this. Especially here in LA, you have a lot of fog.
Exactly.
So get on a fog day and just turn the heat on in your car on a hot day and just go drive around and see how nervous you get and how hard it is. And that's pretty much what you just add 200 miles an hour into that.
That's right. Exactly.
On top of it, as far as speed, and you see how hard it is.
Tell me what you guys do to work out usually.
I think everybody's a little different, but mine's always been triathlon based. Running, swimming, cycling. I know TK is very similar to that. He, obviously done Ironmans, but a lot of plyometrics. Actually, with PitFit training, they've brought in a lot of reaction stuff now, just to try and stay ahead of the curve. But I think the important part is to make it different, so you actually, it's something new each day, so you don't get bored and it's a bunch of repetition. But everybody, I think we cover a lot of things.
For you too, Tony?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty similar. We kind of actually, copy each other.
Yeah.
And
okay.
the trainers, I mean, I have St. Vincent and Scott has PitFit, which they're both Indianapolis based. They probably, between those two, they have every single race car driver. Half of it with one of them, half of it with the other. So we ended up doing the similar things. Obviously, to drive the car, you got to have, a strong neck, a strong shoulder. So we kind of focus on that a little bit. But also, I mean, triathlons is being my passion, and Dixie as well. So we just put that as as a cardio.
Yeah,
I would say.
Exactly.
But there is no a better workout than actually driving the race car. But we don't do that very often anymore. So we have to go to the gym.
Once every week or so, right?
Yeah, once a week, three times over. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But now, especially with IndyCar rules, you can't really test a lot.
Yep.
So we have to try to simulate that. I actually started it to implement a little bit of go-karting through my workout, just because of the quick reflexes and stuff that Scott was mentioning. They simulate on the gym. I found that especially on a go-kart, actually it helps a lot.
I always tell people to get in the car and go round and round and round for 3 hours and just see if that's a workout or not a workout. One time, and they would be thinking, yes, it's a workout.
Yeah, I think, I don't know which company it was, but they just did a in-car thing with Joseph Newgarden at Barber, and it was, his average heart rate was like 180 beats per minute. So, combine that with, 3-4G in the corner and trying to hold on, and then, combining that with a 2-hour race, it's pretty tough. But
one last racing question for both of you. You won the Indy 500 last year, Tony. You won the championship. What has this year been like for you guys going into another season? I'll start with you.
I mean, I think me and Scott, we raised the expectations. When you win, people expect you to win again. You're defending. He's the defending champion of the championship. I'm a defending champion of the Indy 500. So people are looking at us saying, wow, you guys now team up. I'm new to the Target Chip Ganassi team this year. Yep. And they're just expecting us to win. And a lot of people expecting us to fail as well. So,
they're just hoping, right, that they'll get their shot.
Yeah, hopefully, we'll have a good year like we did last year. Yep. And if we manage to win the championship in the 500 again, doesn't matter with who, I think it's going to be great for Target Chip Ganassi Racing Team.
What about for you, Scott?
For me, a lot less change. The biggest change of the team was welcoming TK and Ryan Briscoe. But then engine manufacturer we changed as well. So internally there was quite a few changes. But for me, I've been with the team. I think this is my 13th or 14th year. So as Tony mentioned, our goals are the same. We go in with two, and that's to win the 500 and to win the championship. So if we can get them, it'll be a happy year.
That will do it for us. Remember, you can watch Playing the Field 24 hours, 7 days a week at playingthefieldtv.com, and you can always follow me on Twitter. I'm Maria Serrao from the Big A, and we'll see you next time. I see that you just met Yasiel Puig. Did he sign something for you?
Yes.
What did he sign?
My bubblehead.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome?
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And he also signed a card of Puig and his ball.
Was he very nice?
Yes.
Very nice. Did you show him your shirt that you have on?
Yes.
And did he take a picture with you?
Yes.
Very cool.
And what did you tell him? What did you tell him that you want to be? A baseball player.
And
who do you want to play for?
The Dodgers.
Yeah. And who's gonna be your boss?
Magic Johnson.
Okay, here we go.